welcome to the fifth episode of Global Premier Football Podcast. It's an exciting week. Lots of games shake up in the table, and I am really excited. How about you, Chidi? We hoped for that, and it came true.
It was the most exciting weekend of Premier League football this season for me. I don't know about any other person, but it's just moved away from the monotype, the monologue, just like, okay, Man City wins every weekend,
Yeah.
Liverpool wins every weekend, Chelsea struggles to win every weekend, Man United ties or win every weekend, and Spurs came with.
Yeah, I bet
Spurs
a
came
ton.
with a bang.
I bet a journalist is going to be so happy as well because they can write a lot of stories
of
in
course,
for the rest of the season.
Yeah, they have something. They had something
Yeah.
to write about this past weekend.
I
It
guess-
was
I guess everyone is happy, but you know who is not happy? Manchester City.
Manchester City and their fans are not happy. I'm sure their manager must be thinking what could happen next, but that's football. You can't
Yeah.
just predict what can happen next
Yeah.
until the game is
I mean,
played.
what's next? Maybe they're thinking about they didn't sign Harry Kane in last year, and there was a ton of news about it. Lots of articles. I don't know what was going on. Like, are they? I think there was a statement from Pep as well that it was not my mistake signing him last year. He said something like that.
Honestly, I didn't hear that, but from what I think, it doesn't matter. Kane is Spurs and Spurs through and through. He was born and raised
Yeah.
in Spurs. So playing for them, he will always give his best. It's not. I'm sure he didn't play the way he played because he wants to go to Man City, but he played the way he played because he is a Spurs fan.
Yeah.
That's the and being a professional footballer, he had to do his work, and maybe that can even make his that can make the price go up because I heard last season they couldn't pay what Spurs were asking for, £150 million. So imagine if they come back with another offer, maybe it might go up. So
Like 180.
so
I
Harry Kane
think
might end
there
up.
was an article, I don't remember, it was about he's already thinking about his exit plan from Spurs.
I mean, I think it depends on how they end the season. If they end in top four, Harry Kane will not go because
Right.
I know he wants to play Champions League football. So if he ends if they end in top four,
Okay.
he will definitely stay. And because they have a world class manager too, just that it depends on the team that Tottenham are going to play, like Man City, a
Yeah.
possession-based team that's very ruthless in every aspect of the game. So it's a one-time approach that you have to sit deep and defend all the time. But I think with other clubs, they will also try and come out and play
Yeah,
football
yeah.
because they can do that all season long or for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's get into the game. We're gonna start with City game for sure. Let's talk formation and well, I haven't watched Antonio Conte a lot, but when we were watching the game together, you mentioned that this is famous defensive formation ever.
Yeah, that's his preferred. Way of playing. He plays with a back three in Inter Milan, in Chelsea, in Juve. He has always played with a back three, and then with wing backs. He always
They-
goes that way.
City was playing back four. What's the difference between back three and back four?
Well, back four is that you have the traditional fullbacks that will always.
They never leave their position.
They would leave. I mean, Cancelo will always go forward. Kyle Walker will always go forward. There's integration into attack from the defenders, from the fullbacks. They can overlap, make crosses, even score goals. But they always maintain that balance when it comes to their defending style. And
Right.
so basically, those every time they're defending, they'll defend with the back four, with that four players all in line, as is shown on the formation. So when the fullbacks overlap, one goes and one stays back. In Man City, it's mostly Cancelo that goes forward or that overlaps, while Kyle Walker, stays back. So it's not. It doesn't mean that
Right.
they don't go forward at all, but they integrate into the attack and still come back
Right.
into their position.
I think they started back to 3 at the start of the game, but when they scored Spurs, they changed to back 5, like right away. I don't remember. I don't recall. But after they scored the first goal, they had way more strength in their back.
Yeah, basically, what happens when you play a back three is that tactically, the two wing backs will always drop to make a back five all the time that they're
Okay, like in
defending.
this case, number 19 and 12.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just like the attacking style. In the attacking phase, they will defend with a back three. Because they are not defending the ball.
Okay.
They're not defending the ball. But when they're out of possession of the ball,
They come back.
those two wing backs, in this case, that was Sessegnon and Emerson Royal.
yeah.
Those two of them will drop deep, making a back five.
Which also means they have to run a lot more.
Oh yes,
Okay.
you must. That's why I think that's why you play those two players, because that you have the characteristics to be able to go forth and to come back. If you don't have that, that's why endurance is important. That's why resistance training is important.
Right.
And but also you have to have the right players to be able to do that for you. Not every player can play that up and down thing. So that's why he played Ryan and he played Emerson as his wing back. So when they are out of possession, both of them will drop. That's why we kept seeing the back five thing. Then when that happens, Harry Kane drops a little bit deep, as you can say. What's his name again? Son drops as well. Son drops.
Yeah, I noticed he was playing a lot more.
Dejan Kulusevski drops a little bit again, because you cannot leave only the two central midfielders to defend the ball. So basically what Spurs were doing when they're out of possession, if you can remember, the wing backs drop, making a back five. The two attacking midfielders, in this case, Son and Kulusevski, drop again. So they defend in a 5-4-1.
Okay.
They defend in a 5-4-1 when they're out
which
of
is
possession.
extremely strong.
Yes, and that is, but as well, that tells you how good City are. City were still able to come in. City were still able to penetrate. City were still able to take shots when they could. Remember that Gundogan shot?
Yeah.
Remember the
It
one
was
that
inside the box.
Yeah, it was inside the box.
Like all of them was inside the box.
They have good ball handlers, so that's what makes City very dangerous. It's not just that they can play possession football, but they have people who can dribble in. They have people who can take on players too.
They found a weak spot on the right side in the first half, and they kept pushing in. That's where they created a ton of chances.
Yeah, they created an overload there. Emerson struggled a little bit there, but I think later he got stronger in the game. And but yeah.
Yeah, I think the number one thing that Spurs were doing was putting a lot of pressure when City players were coming in. Like they were chasing to the point that they had to go back, and they would come back after that. Like they wouldn't let them in, and we saw this until the very end of the game.
It's a way that you have to play against a team like City. You have to hold your line, stay strong, press when they are in certain positions on the field. Once they're in your final third, you have to press them hard.
Yeah.
If you don't press them hard, they will finish you. They will crush you.
Even the headers.
Yes.
They did never let any header come in.
Exactly. So that's their approach that they have. That's their game plan. When and where to press. Some City, for example, press very high. So when City press very high, that is also when Tottenham were able to get their goal. Because when City press high, Tottenham recovers the ball.
Yeah.
Once they recover the ball, 2-3 touches, they're on the attacking side, they're in City's final third.
Which is exactly
when you press high, your defenders are out of position. Your back four are all pushing up, and that leaves some loops and
Some, yeah,
gaps
yeah.
in the midfield there. If you remember Tottenham's first goal, how many touches? One, two, three. The fourth one finished in a goal. There's no need for
Yeah.
tiki-taka thing. They had just had to like be straightforward, and in counter attacks, you don't need extra touches. Just push the ball, run, cross, or finish.
And yeah, they took that chance. I think 7 minutes in, right, the first
Yeah.
goal, and you know, you have fresh pair of legs, and you're
Not
like
even 7 minutes in, 4 minutes into the
4 minutes.
game.
Okay.
They scored in the fourth minute.
Yeah,
Kulusevski scored in
yeah.
the fourth minute.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, well, the defender, city defender, I don't remember his name. I think he was Diaz that he was trying to make him
yeah, Diaz did
offside.
not step up a little.
Yeah, and that's where he lost a ton of space.
exactly.
Yeah. It was too late.
The thing is that it's not even a matter of him, but it's a matter of the player that played the pass. Harry Kane, how many touches did he take? 2 touches. He controlled. I think it
all
was
of-
only 1 touch. I think he only played 1
But
touch.
the goal he scored was one touch.
No, I mean the pass
Oh,
he
the
gave
pass
to
was
Son.
one touch. Yes.
Yeah, I think
yes.
he
it was
so
a
he
very good
released
pass.
it very quick.
Yes.
He released it very quick, and that is where the chemistry between him and Son
That
comes
is
into
true,
play.
yeah.
Because Son knows that he's
Where
going to
he's
Harry
gonna be.
Kane, I'm going. So he doesn't
Yeah.
need to stop and watch.
He doesn't even have to look. He just
No,
trusts where he's
he
going to be.
trusts him.
Yeah.
That's what we try also to teach young players. You know, in terms of building team chemistry.
Yeah.
Trust your
True.
teammate
Yeah.
that he's going to play the pass and go. The ball just came to Harry Kane, 1 touch, boom,
Yeah,
he played
and-
it.
yeah.
Before Diaz stepped up, thinking he lost it because he already played him onside.
Yeah. And 4 minutes in, you usually like think like, hey, the other team is not gonna step up to the like.
To the intensity.
Yeah, intensity. Like 4 minutes in, like, oh, they're just
Yeah,
warming
they-
up.
exactly.
Yeah, but they
No.
never. That
I think
that tells that they came prepared. That's what
Yes.
we discussed in the last podcast too. Like they're gonna come prepared.
Yes.
Which they did.
yeah, they did came. They came prepared. They started on the right foot. The last thing you want to do as a team playing City is to start slow. If you start slow against City, they will
Yes.
destroy you. Before you know it, they've gotten 2 goals. And if City are 2 goals up, I don't think they have lost any match from a winning position. I don't think the most that they have had maybe might be a draw, or they even drew the game, not even losing points from winning positions. I don't think City have lost this season. I can't remember where they dropped points from a winning position. If they start winning, they see the game out.
Yeah.
They
I
hardly
think it was like
drop
13
anything.
games straight. They
Yeah,
didn't lose.
they hardly drop any points
Yeah.
from winning positions, and that is what that's because they start the game on the right foot. I mean, with the right tone, with the right spirit, with the right intensity, everything. I'm sure their warm-up sessions before the game is very strong. Players coming mentally ready to go. They're not like, okay, let's build up into the game and see what happens. No, they just go, boom. And once they go, they never come back.
That also tells how much preparation went into the dressing room. Like Conte might have like, this is it. This is you step on the pitch. This is it. That's
It's
your
war.
objective, and you have to do that.
He mentally prepared Tottenham. I've not seen Tottenham play like this. We've come talking about how bad they've been in previous games against Wolves and against Leicester City. But they came in this game just ready,
Yeah,
very ready. So that makes a lot of difference in the way they approach this game.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to keep this. And I think they're going to keep this lineup with which they started.
Do you?
Lowry. I think they'll keep that lineup
For the rest of the season?
not for the rest of the season, but at least for the
By big
next
games.
foreseeable games. Not big games, because this team started with the right mentality. This team started with the right approach, and that is the only thing that Tottenham needs. Because Tottenham, when they play, they sometimes go to sleep, and when you go to sleep, that's when they lose points. That's when they drop points. That's when they sometimes lose games. Yes, they won against Leicester. But what happened before they scored those goals against Leicester? Because they started poorly. Against Wolves, they were pathetic
Yeah,
against
they
Wolves.
were pathetic.
So
Yeah.
even but this one, I think, even after the mistake of the goalkeeper, you see,
Yeah.
after the mistake of the goalkeeper, if they
Exactly.
didn't
Yeah.
give up, they still went, they still stepped up, they still kept to their
That
tactical
also tells you, okay,
discipline.
both of the goals they conceded. First goal, mistake of the keeper. Second was a penalty. So I think they did an amazing job defending. Like
Yes.
there was no, like, hey, the defender missed and the other player got the ball and scored. No. So it was keeper and penalty.
Yeah.
So yeah, like defense, I would say 10 out of 10. Yeah.
They did well. They did well. Well, they made everything. They made the last stage of the season, and very 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 interesting now.
Yeah, last
Very
what?
very interesting.
It's, six, not six, like what? 10, 11
This
weeks
is the
left?
26th game of the season, so 12, 12.
12. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So, but this was a belt of a game. This was a very very good
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
It was a very very good game.
Song and Kane, of course, their duo is the
Yeah.
best.
Oof.
They have a record again, like
Yeah,
the highest.
they're behind.
They
They're just
equalized
tied.
now,
They
yeah.
just tied. Lampard and Drogba as the most the duo that have scored most goals. 36 goals between Lampard and Drogba. In terms of combination plays between both of them. Same thing with Harry Kane and Son. So, I mean, Son wouldn't want Kane to leave Tottenham, honestly, no matter how Kane is dreaming about it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't want him. And Kane wouldn't even want Son to leave too. So, but they're like a match made in heaven, as
Yeah.
they say. But I don't know what will happen next season, but I think Tottenham will finish in top 4. And if they finish in top 4, Harry Kane will stay in Tottenham.
Yeah.
Because Champions League football is the most,
Yeah.
that's the most endearing thing. That's the most, I think that's one of the most important tournaments he would want to play in.
Yeah.
And he wants to continue playing that week in every season, at least for the rest of his career, or at least for the next 4 or 5 seasons, which I think that's what he has left in his, as a world-class center forward.
Yeah. I didn't start Bergwijn, and I think Bergwijn, when he scored the last, when one of the game, like they came back.
Yeah, the Everton,
then
the Leicester game.
The coach picked him twice, I think, twice. But I think he dropped him, which I think it's a good idea. I mean, Bergwijn has its own style, and so he's aggressive. But in this game, he wouldn't fit.
Yeah, I don't think he would have done. He would have given them what they want this very game. Because another thing is the tactical discipline that Spurs, applied in this game. They were tactically disciplined from the start to the end. Even after they conceded, even after the handball, they were tactically disciplined. Everyone were playing where they needed to play. No one was making any mistake. I mean, in terms of leaving position and straying away, because it's also a very, very much of a counter-attack football. So you must have to play players that have the characteristics of not to do maybe more than extra touches. Son is a very, very disciplined player, both, tactically and technically. So if you tell Son to play only 3 touches for you, he would do only 3 touches for you.
Yeah, he didn't try scoring himself.
Yeah,
he such
I
a
mean,
selfless player.
no offense to the players that did not play, but I think the lineup suited what was needed. The lineup in that game was meant to be that. If they had maybe played differently or different players, I don't think they would have been able to win this game. Because in the counter-attack, even when Son was removed, Lucas Moura came on, who is also a very, very, very good player.
Yeah, I got really excited with him.
Yeah, I saw you. We are really excited. Guys, go on our YouTube, watch
my
watch our
reaction.
last. You will see how we had a watch along, which we couldn't stream live, but we were able to put on what we did that day. And
Yeah, I thought he was
so
doing the
excited. He
header.
was so
Yeah.
excited about Lucas Moura coming
Yeah,
on.
I like his style of play. Yeah. Anything, of course, Mahrez scored a fantastic penalty. There was no way Hugo Lloris could have saved it. But I honestly, it was. I felt that it's going to be a tie because Harry Kane was injured. Well, he looked like he had back pain,
Yeah.
and it didn't look at that point. It didn't look like they're going to come back. But yeah, amazing football.
It was amazing football.
Good
Honestly,
passes.
yeah. They, you know, one thing in this is that I think Conte did a lot of work on the team too to be able to pick players that will be able to complete their passes, not give away passes, because it's very important that when you play a team like City, your passes must be spot on. If you misplace passes, every error is punishable and heavily punished, because Man City is not an average team. They are the best playing team, the best football playing team in the world for me. And if you miss your chances, if you don't take chances, if you do not complete your passes, whether you get 5 passes out of 10 or whether you had the possession of the ball for 20% of the game, those 20% must be spot on. You must have them right on. I think Man City had 72% of possession,
Yeah.
and Tottenham had 28%.
Wow.
Completed 700. They had 936 touches
Almost
of the ball.
double.
That is 483 of Tottenham. That's almost double.
Yeah.
755 passes.
Passes are more than double.
That is more than double
Almost,
of what Tottenham did. So imagine in those Tottenham passes, if they were misplacing them, if they were not completing the passes, it would have been more horrible. But I think the few passes they had, they were able to take. They completed them. They were I think they had some of those passes in the most dangerous positions on the field. You know, the pass that Harry Kane put in that was headed out, and then later Sessegnon followed up, played it to Son. Son turned, assisted Kane, and then he scored.
Yeah.
So
And
that
most of them were quality passes. One of the goal was offside. That was also a quality
this
pass.
was quality too. Everything they did in the opposition box was quality.
Yeah.
And as you can see, they had more shots on target than City. City had 4.
Yeah.
They had 5.
Yeah, and they had like total 6.
Yeah.
5 out of 6.
No. Total shots, 21 for City.
Yeah, and the
Number of shots, 6, and 5 were on target.
5
That's a
on
very
target.
good percentage.
And out of 5, they scored 3 goals.
Yeah, that's got 3 goals. That's high percentage.
Yeah.
Very, very high percentage.
Yeah.
So that tells you they really, really worked hard. The tackles were the same, 30-30. They didn't have one corner kick against City.
Yeah. No. Yeah. As I was mentioning during the game, this is going to go into the history books. So it's going to be a lesson learned kind of match when we look back in next years. That never get your hopes high. If you are at the top of the table, and anything can happen.
Anything happens in the Premier League, you know. I mean, a friend of mine sent me some memes. He said this weekend was for the small boys.
For more boys?
For the small
boys?
Yes, because Nantes in France beat Paris Saint-Germain 3-1. Inter lost to Sassuolo. Torino and Juve, I think, played a 1-1 draw. AC Milan, I think did not win their game. Who else? Of course, City lost to Tottenham.
I think Barcelona lost too.
No, Barcelona won. What makes it more funny is that he counted Barcelona as a small team.
Okay.
Because they beat Valencia, and that's funny. But that's, I mean, maybe how low Barcelona has gone that they are now considered as a small team playing in the Europa League. But anyway,
So yeah, wrapping up this game, I think Spurs going to get a lot of confidence. They have they've played 23 games, still
yeah.
3 games in hand, and if they do win, they can actually come very close to number 4 on the table, which I think after this performance, you should expect something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they go again um, against Burnley on Wednesday. And if they win that game, if they win all their games, you know, they would dethrone Man United from top 4. They would dethrone West Ham. You know, Arsenal could be another top challenger for the top 4 because they have 3 outstanding games, but I don't think they'll win all those 3 outstanding games because one of those games is against my club, Chelsea. And I'm not hoping that they win that game. So maybe they can win the 2 outstanding games and then lose to Chelsea, which I strongly believe that will beat them. And if we don't play Lukaku.
We'll talk about him soon. Yeah.
Now I feel sorry for Lukaku, but anyway.
Yeah. Okay, we're done with. Do you want to add anything with this game? If not, we can move.
I mean, I think Tottenham gave us a game to remember this season. Any lover of football that does not or was not happy with this game, the person should stop watching football.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, unfortunately for Man City fans, they lost. But every neutral football watcher and a sports fan must have enjoyed this game because goals were scored until the last minute of the game. It's not as if all the goals came in second half. I mean, in first half. You know, there are some of those matches that all the goals come in first half or midway in second half. And then the last 20 minutes, no one scores. And maybe Spurs defend for 20 minutes. No. Spurs conceded, but still had the... Man City scored in the 92nd minute. That is injury time.
Yeah.
2
there was
minutes
no
into
hope
injury
after
time.
that, yes.
And guess what the commentator say? Can they come back and win it?
I think they were trying to win it.
Yeah,
they wanted to, because why would they want to lose 2 points?
What made it excited is that even the commentator was saying, can City come back to win this game? As he finished saying that, Tottenham scored.
Right.
And that was it.
Spurs did a sub in 94th minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I am remembering. I wanted to mention 2 things. Hugo Lloris save.
Yeah.
Gundogan's
shot. Yeah.
And I think that's it. Yeah, his save.
And there was another one that hit the post.
Hit the post, yes.
There's another one. I think those 2 incidents.
And the other thing was De Bruyne had no possession.
Yeah, they blocked him off.
Commentator never spoke his name. He never got the ball.
Yeah, they blocked him out because I think he's their most dangerous central midfielder.
Yeah.
And he can hit it from anywhere. He reminds me of...
I remember he had to go back all the way in defense one time to get the ball. That's not where he plays.
Yeah, it was. I think it will be a game for him not to remember too well. But yeah, the 2 highlights as well, you know, when I said to myself, I think Tottenham has this game is when Hugo Lloris made that save and the one that hit the post, because those were clear chances to score. Yeah. If those 2 balls had gone into the net,
it would be a different story.
It would be a different story. But
which we did see that after they did 1-1, Spurs kind of lost their momentum.
Yeah, Spurs.
They were like, what is going on? I was like, are you going to lose? But then second half, they came in really strong.
Yeah. Congratulations, Tottenham Hotspur, and thank you for making the league exciting and opening the title race again. Hopefully, Spurs, you win against Burnley and
lose against Chelsea.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on to the next one.
I think we can talk about Chelsea's game, Crystal Palace. It was a very close game. Zaha was coming in really strong, getting into the box, but he was unable to finish. I think he never took a shot that was saved by the keeper. It was always he always not on target. Like I think
Yeah.
all of them were not on target.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea struggled in that game. I don't know what's going on, in Chelsea at the moment. The game we play is not really convincing at the moment, and I think it's because there are a lot of unsettled players in Chelsea when it comes to contract talks. No matter how we want to put it, we need we need to get this thing settled. Or honestly, um, the team was not convincing. Um, the attack seems not to be, there's not like it's we are not like you know Liverpool or even Arsenal that have consistency in the players that are in the attacking line. It's like we have to reshuffle and we have to like play this guy and try to pair him up with Lukaku and see what is going to happen. I mean the way we played that game against Crystal Palace. At some point, I thought it was going to be a tie, and I was ready and to accept
Yeah, I
whatever that
remember
comes
that.
out of the
Yeah.
game. That if it's a tie, then let it be a tie
Chelsea
because
scored in 88th minute.
yeah, because we don't deserve to win the game. We did not put in enough work there to be able to win that game. It wasn't convincing. Um, what's it called? Palace gave us a very very good game, and they really really came out to play. They are not shy.
Mm-hmm.
Zaha was not shy. Olise is not shy. Strong on the ball. Taking on players one on one. Our defense line, it's without. Imagine if we don't have Antonio Rudiger and Thiago Silva, we will be like
Mm-hmm.
mid-table. Honestly speaking, we'll be like mid-table. We've been since Ben Chilwell, got injured. We couldn't get a replacement, someone to play in for him. We started trying to play a back four instead of a back three now.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we have Malangsa. I think Malangsa playing as a left back is okay because, I mean, back three has a lot. When you don't have good wing backs, strong wing backs, because I don't think we have strong wing backs that can go back and forth again, in that position. Especially with Rhys James being injured for a while now, and we don't even know when he's coming back. And on the left, we don't have. Alonso is getting older. Is getting old. I mean,
How old is he?
honestly, I don't care how old he is, but the thing is that he's not giving us that thing which he used to give when he played under Antonio Conte
Mm-hmm.
as a wing back, and that is 2016, 2017 season when we had Antonio Conte and Alonso was able to. He scored good goals, but his defending is not good. He's good going forward, but his defending is very very poor. And when you are playing back three and your wing backs are not able to defend properly, they
Mm-hmm.
will expose the back three all the time, and we'll be shattered.
Yeah.
So I think in this game we started with a back four.
Conte had a chance. Conte had a chance.
Yeah, the goal.
I think
I
it
mean,
was saved,
yeah,
right?
it was
He
saved. I
didn't
think,
finish it right.
yeah, we'll not take away the credit for
Mm-hmm.
for Vincent Guaita, the Palace goalkeeper. He was also brilliant in that game.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not taking anything away from from the high performers in Chelsea, but also I think we have not been convincing. So
Is someone injured right now who can come and play for in place of Lukaku? He wasn't playing. He started playing recently, right? And who was playing for when he was
we
in
used to
play?
play false nine when Lukaku is not playing, so we were not playing with a traditional center forward,
Right.
traditional number 9.
Mm-hmm.
But since Lukaku,
Gets support from
since he
left to
came
right.
back, yes, from injury and then that interview, for me, I think he shot himself on his foot. He shot himself actually, and then shooting himself, he piled up a load of stress on his shoulders that he is overloaded. He has overloaded himself.
I think he's mentally blocked.
Yeah, he's mentally blocked.
Like
He cannot play football for now. I
Yeah.
mean, he's not moving. He's not providing any assist. He's not linking up play as a center forward. He's standing still. Like
doesn't give
just,
hard time to defenders as well.
Yeah, he doesn't give hard time to defenders. He makes it easier for them because they can
Yeah.
just stand shoulder to shoulder with him. There
He
on the
had
pitch.
one chance. He got the ball, and that's
that was
how,
offside.
no, and that was offside.
That was offside.
That was offside, right?
That was
yeah.
offside.
Yeah, only one chance. And what I was trying to say is that that's how he wants, like a lot of space, and then he can just.
But
move
no
his
one's
body.
going to know. Defenders will just stay with you. If you're not moving.
Yeah, they'll be right behind you.
I tell players, especially forward players, you should be, the defender should be looking for you where you are. You should not be standing shoulder to shoulder with them. You should not be rubbing, you should not feel them. They should be looking,
You
he's
should
gone.
be invisible.
Oh,
You should
yeah.
be invisible to them.
You should be
They
invisible
like,
to
hey,
them.
where's the?
Where is he?
the
Where is he?
striker?
Where is he? Did he drop? Did he move? Imagine if Harry Kane plays what this guy is playing.
Oh, never.
I mean,
Never ever is gonna score anything.
he's never going to score goals. He can't
The only
provide the
reason
assist.
the only like the second goal he scored, he was moving quickly, and not just moving quickly, he was reading where the position has to be, and supporting his team.
I mean, honestly speaking, he has. It's either he takes a break. It's either he takes a break, and be true to himself. To be able to recover, because I don't think he is true to himself. Since after that interview, he has played every single match, whether it's in the FA Cup, whether it's in the Premier League, whether it's in the Champions League. Lukaku has played every single match, and that is like maybe, will I say maybe the coach just play him because he needs to play him, not because he wants to play him, or just because he wants to
Justify.
just to justify that. So I don't know. Maybe they need to have a conversation. Lukaku has to be truthful himself, like take a break, and maybe have a conversation with the coach, like and try to sort himself out, because throughout that game he had only 7 touches in a game.
Yeah.
Who will be pleased with himself as a player? If I'm as a player and I'm on the pitch and I touch the ball for only 7 times for 90 minutes, I will be furious with myself, because it's either I'm injured, it's either I'm suffering from something mentally, or something must have happened to me that I'm having only 7 touches of the ball in 90 minutes.
I think his interview is bothering him.
I think, maybe
Yeah,
guilty conscience
he just
that
like
he put
hits,
himself under a lot
in
of
the-
pressure.
yeah. I was gonna say, imagine, so Ziyech is actually saving Chelsea for
Yeah.
the last few
Yeah.
games. He's like carrying Chelsea right now. Imagine he gets injured for some reason, or something happens. Like, what is the backup plan? No backup plan.
I mean, I strongly believe we have good players even from the bench that
Yeah.
can come on.
So why not just bring those players right now versus playing Lukaku?
Another thing is this,
Who do you think? It's only Warner, isn't it?
Yeah, Timo Werner. Yes,
Yeah.
we have Timo Werner, but what I'm saying is this: we can as well play without even a proper center forward, because you can put Pulisic, Hakim Ziyech, and Havertz, or even
Like Pulisic supporting
Pulisic
as a
was
forward.
playing in central midfield, because we played a 4-3-3 formation. But what I'm trying to say is this: Lukaku is Chelsea's record signing. Chelsea's record signing. And then he went and had that interview. Then after that, he's played every game and he has not performed. And I think he was playing well prior to that interview, before he had that injury that he had in that Champions League game against Malmo in Sweden.
Right.
Now, when he came back, then he granted that interview. I think he granted that interview weeks before he came back, or maybe a week before then. I can't remember exactly.
What exactly he said? That I would be better in Italian league?
I don't want to know what I don't want to remember what he said, but he actually he belittled Chelsea by that interview, and a club that's paid that huge amount of money for you. That's why sometimes I don't like the way players behave, and that's why sometimes I believe that no player worth the amount that they are being priced at, because after we paid that for him, and then for him to come and grant that interview, even if you are having issues with the coach, you are an adult, and you should go and have a conversation with the coach and find out what it is that maybe there are things that he needs to do to improve. Maybe there are things that he needs to do to fit into the coach's style and play. Because of course, Tuchel cannot play like Antonio Conte. He cannot play Antonio Conte's style. Tuchel cannot go defending all the way, cannot go and play just the way Antonio Conte plays, and maybe the way he played in Inter, that Lukaku was scoring lots of goals, and maybe the characteristics of players we have are not the same characteristics of players that Inter Milan had or have at the time that Lukaku was there. So, but what about Lukaku's movement on the field of play? Why does he stand still? Why don't he move, integrate into play, lay off passes, do give and goes, run a little bit more, go into space, let the defenders look for you?
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
basic stuff. It's not even advanced
exactly.
stuff.
It's just like maybe he is overthinking what he's going to do next, that he ends up not doing them.
Yeah.
Because that is the problem for me, that's what I think. It's now, he thinks, okay, I'm going to try and get this goal. Every time Lukaku can make a run to the first post, he always tries second post, even when the cross could be a first, a centre forward's movements, Lukaku does not have it anymore. Maybe when he was in Man United, maybe when he was in Everton, or even when he played for West Brom, even in Inter Milan, make those runs, drop in, check, move, go. Just don't stand still. Just don't stand still. Integrate into the play. But he's just like standing still. And after that, he does his hand like this. It's like, yeah, you didn't pass the ball to me. And then what? Any player that does that on the field, I get mad at that player, because that is being so selfish. You only want it for yourself.
Yeah. I was thinking that I just giving him a benefit of doubt. Like, okay, he's having really bad luck and only 5-7 touches in the game. It might be like locked by defenders. But no, you can see in the game his behavior. He doesn't want to move, and all he asks for to be played in front of him. As you said, imagine Kane when they scored the second goal.
Yeah.
Kane was not there; he was running from behind.
Yeah, you saw how he made the run,
and he started forward.
After he played the pass, because he was the one who tried to switch the play.
Yes.
He switched the play. Was it Ruben Diaz nodded the ball out, but it went to Ryan Sessegnon, who found Son. As the ball was traveling to Son, Kane was running into the box, and then Son played in the ball to Kane, and Kane scored.
Yeah.
Where did Kane started building up play?
From half.
Right from half.
And I have never seen Lukaku.
You will never see that in your lifetime.
Yeah.
You will never see that in your lifetime.
I don't think he comes back all the way to midline anyways.
His first touch
It's horrible.
is the most horrible first touch for a centre forward. A centre forward should be able to have touches that keeps the ball to him. Lukaku's
on your left, on your right, both sides.
The Lukaku's ball is just to put the ball in space. Let's run. How long? How long? I mean, I think we just wasted money on Lukaku. That's my honest.
And he hasn't done any interview after that. I think he should do more interviews.
He will never do another interview. Maybe until he leaves Chelsea. Or maybe there's something bothering him, because I
think it is something bothering him, but I think it's his ego more than anything right now. Because, there's this saying, if you keep repeating the same thing, you're never going to get different results. He is repeating same thing every game, over game, over game. And it's funny that Tuchel is still selecting him in the first team.
He's 90 something million pounds, so Tuchel may have questions to answer,
Yes.
on the,
The
to the
owners,
hierarchy.
yeah.
If he keeps their 90 something million pounds on the bench, and
Why would we
I
pay
don't know
for
why
that?
we keep making these mistakes. We should stop buying any player that is worth more than 60 million pounds.
He doesn't even get yellow cards because he doesn't do anything.
He doesn't do anything. He doesn't
Like,
go into
he's not
tackles.
aggressive.
He's not. He doesn't go into
He doesn't get
tackles.
tackled
He
as
doesn't
well.
press.
Yeah, imagine
You know,
that.
2 touches in the first half, the kickoff, and then one other touch. 2 touches in the first half. How would you feel as a footballer that you don't have touches on the ball in a match? How will you feel?
Yeah, he's mentally stuck. He's somewhere really bad. I hope he gets better. I'm not hoping anything bad for him, but
I mean, as a Chelsea fan, yes, I want
this
him to
season,
improve.
this season he's the highest paid footballer, right?
I mean, I don't know how much he's earning, but with the price on him, he is, I think, maybe the highest earner in
Sorry,
Chelsea.
I mean the transfer.
Yeah, I think he's what's his name? This one from Man City, Jack Grealish.
Oh, he was paid more.
Jack Grealish is the most expensive this season with 100 million pounds, and I think Jack Grealish has not yet performed as well for Man City. I think right now he's suffering from an injury, but even without the injury, I don't think he has performed for Man City. No. Anyway, I don't know if that move was right for him because in Man City you have to play different. You must move the ball.
Where did he come from?
From Aston Villa.
Right. They just bought him.
They just bought him.
Okay.
Man City bought him this
Right,
season.
right. It's not very common that players, unless they're, was he performing really well at Aston Villa?
He was their star player.
Okay.
He was their star player in Aston Villa. Everything goes through him.
Really?
He was the most fouled player.
And they are suffering after losing him?
They are not really suffering, but I'm sure that they are missing him.
They lost the game, yeah.
Yeah, they lost the game. But
they won their last game, I think so. West Villa. Everton, right?
No. Villa?
No, it wasn't Everton, no. But anyways, anything else? You being still a Chelsea fan?
Forget the Chelsea thing, man. Yeah. I'm now focusing on our Premier League game. I mean, our Champions League game this coming tomorrow against Lille of France. I'm sure Lukaku will be on the list on the game sheet again, or maybe not.
Have you ever been in that position as a coach that you had to, okay, I don't want to play this player, but yeah, I have to play this player?
I have not.
No.
I don't hope to be. Instead,
hope you have options.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the worst part for a coach. If a player is not performing, and you would want to keep him on the bench, but you don't have options to replace him.
Yeah,
that makes it difficult.
True.
But also if the player if the player is willing to work, if the player makes a decision to change, to make a change, to approach the game differently, to try something different, at least move around a little bit, come into play, link up play, whether if it is to drop and make a pass, face back with your back at goal, but drop the ball and then move, try to get. We were just watching Didier Drogba, some highlights against, during his Chelsea career days, and you saw how he moved. He was bossing. He would defenders don't like playing against him because he would intimidate them. He intimidated all of them. I don't think there's any defender that I think was too difficult for Didier Drogba to handle because he comes commanding his position.
True.
He comes command. Lukaku does not come commanding his number 9
he's
position.
not physical. Again, he never gets a card.
He looks
He never
physically
gets a
built.
card.
He looks physically built, but he didn't. He does not intimidate.
He looked
anyone.
lighter this game for some reason.
So. Maybe.
Anyways, enough of Lukaku.
Yeah, sorry.
We have 8 more games to cover.
We have more games to cover here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's start from the bottom. Southampton versus Everton 2-0.
Yeah. Everton has lost another game there. It wasn't a good performance from them, honestly speaking. and they have to watch it again. They have to very, very, excuse me, boys. They have to be very careful with their performance because bottom three will come calling if they do not change their performance. They will suffer a little bit, and the last thing Everton owners and fans would want to do is to find themselves in the relegation battle. Newcastle has climbed out of that relegation battle, and having played 24 games, and they're on the same point with Everton.
Everton
You
has
know,
one more game,
yeah.
22 points.
Everton have played 23 games.
But our last 5 games, they've lost.
But yeah, they've lost.
Look good on them.
And guess who they're playing next?
Who?
Manchester City.
Oh my God. Well, you never know. Good coaches, when they play City, they're like.
Hold on.
No, it's
Hold
too much
on
too.
that. Don't get them excited.
Yeah.
Everton should be very worried. They should be very worried that they will be playing Man City. More than worried. They should pack the bus. Honestly.
Okay.
They should pack the bus because Man City knows that. Now, tomorrow, on Wednesday, Liverpool will be playing Leeds United, a rescheduled game.
Okay.
So, if they win against Leeds United, they will be 3 points behind Man City.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, let's not talk about their game against Man City, Liverpool, Man City in April. April is still more than a month away. But look at the games building up before then. So, do you think Man City can afford to lose another game
No.
between
no.
now and the time they play Liverpool? I don't think so.
No, they're gonna
If
go
they do,
all the way, and yeah. No chance.
If Man City lose any game before they play Liverpool,
it's game over.
by the
for them.
time they play Liverpool, they're on the same point with Liverpool.
Which is gonna put them in a very bad position.
It will put them in a precarious position. I mean, honestly, I don't want Man City to win the league.
Okay.
I don't want Man City to win the league. But we have to be honest by what we are seeing, that they are the ones favored to win the league. Not because of their riches, but because of the football they play.
Yeah.
Because they score goals. Because they are able to keep clean sheets as well. So it's not just the desire that they want to win it. No, they work really, really hard. They outwork their opposition. Tottenham outworked them on Saturday. That was why.
But they're also
won.
in Champions League as well.
And they're also in Champions League.
Well,
so
Liverpool
they could
is
have
in Champions
divided
League too.
attention too.
Yeah.
Remember, Liverpool did business in the transfer window. So they got Luis Diaz, who has already settled in and scoring goals. So if Mane doesn't score goals, Luis Diaz is there. If Salah doesn't score goals, Diogo Jota is there. If Firmino does not score goals, Minamino is there. So they have people. They will always have someone. Even Origi is still in Liverpool. You will not still believe that. You will think that he must have gone to another club, but he's still there, giving his best. I don't know how club does this, that he manages all these players from the bench, that even when they're coming, they score goals, and they still, next match, they go back to the bench. Why? Because Mane, Salah, Firmino, and even Diogo Jota have goals. They are goal scorers. Diogo Jota is the second top scorer in the league this season from Liverpool. So that tells you they are not.
Yeah.
They never suffer goal drought.
Liverpool have been keeping quiet. Now they have a chance to.
Yeah, they just kept their cool because they thought Man City is going to run away with it. Unfortunately, we could not help them. You know, we've lost to Man City this season double, and they've done a header on us, the double header. Home and away, we've lost to them. Another thing, Man City is still yet to play the Manchester derby. And that Manchester derby does not care about who is in form and who is not in form.
That's
But
on a
it's
different
pride
level.
for this. It's
Yeah.
another game on a different level. So that could be another advantage for Liverpool if Man United beats Man City or if they tie.
There is no way Chelsea has a chance.
Um,
I mean, it's a lot of points.
we are
yeah.
13 points behind.
That's a lot of
We are
work.
13 points
That's
behind.
that's a lot of work.
So we're not thinking about. I think our dream to try to compete died after we started drawing games against teams like Brighton. You know, we couldn't do Brighton home and away this season. We
Yeah.
tied them home and away. And that is a terrible,
Easy
terrible
points
thing.
gone,
You know,
yeah.
these are points that we could. I mean, no offense to Brighton, but if anyone
But
tells
no,
you that
still
Brighton,
compared to like top 4 teams,
yeah, if anyone tells you that Brighton is going to tie Chelsea home and away this season, you will not believe it. But that's the way the game is. Until you play the game, that's when you show if you're good or not. You cannot be good on paper, but you have to come on the field and show it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, on to the next game, Liverpool game. Liverpool versus Norwich. Norwich scored first.
Yeah.
It was a deflection though, but still.
A goal is a goal, my
Goal
friend.
is a goal. It was a good kick.
goal.
I mean, it was a strong kick.
Yeah,
and they was in the box, so
Exactly.
they do. I'm not saying they don't deserve it. But
You have to, you know, we encourage players to shoot. When you shoot, anything can happen.
anything can happen.
Especially
yeah.
when you're in front of the 18-yard box. When you're in the 18-yard box, if you shoot, anything can happen. It could be that it just deflects, whether from your teammate or from the opposition, you know, and you got your goal.
Yeah.
And that was what happened. And this goal was scored in the second half. All the goals were second half goals.
But
you know,
but Liverpool scored right very quickly.
there was never a way I was expecting Norwich to beat Liverpool. Honestly, I could sleep and dream.
But it wouldn't happen.
It will not happen. It will not happen.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Mane, Salah, Luis
Diaz.
Diaz, they are all on fire. They are in form. They are not struggling. If they are struggling to get goals, then you can say, oh, maybe.
Well,
but
yeah,
even
Mo
if they
Salah,
are
no.
struggling to get goals, the bench can come in and get goals. The midfield can score goals for Liverpool. So
Yeah. I haven't watched their games in such a long while.
you have to.
Van Dijk still plays.
I love watching Liverpool
Yeah.
play. I love watching Liverpool. I'm not too. I mean, I can never love watching them the way I love watching Chelsea, but I like watching Liverpool
Yeah.
play. And the reason why I like watching Liverpool play is the front three. Nothing else. Not their goalkeeper,
Yeah, well,
not their back four, not their midfield. It's just what the front three do.
It was City versus Liverpool this season, right? That was the intense game that Liverpool won.
Yep.
Liverpool won,
Did
right?
they win or
Oh,
did
no,
they
it
tie?
was 2-2.
Yep.
That was 2-2, yeah. Pookie had a chance. He missed it.
I mean, that's why any chance you have against the big boys, try to take it. If you lose it, if you miss it, they will come back and crush you. And that's what happened. And once you score against a big team, you just upped their tempo. You just it's like you poured fuel into their fire, and they'll come out smoking you.
Yeah.
And that's what Liverpool did to Norwich.
Yeah. It just it builds on whatever your momentum.
Yes.
Like you're winning, you keep winning. Like that's what Tottenham got a ton of momentum now, and City. Well.
And I think when
They were
Norwich
coming
scored,
strong, but
when
no.
Norwich scored against Liverpool is like, if we slip, these guys are going to win.
Yeah.
And we cannot let that happen.
I think the first half was very, very slow
Yeah.
for both teams. Yeah, Liverpool was slow too, but they started like getting fire. And that goal, Mo Salah, was a funny goal. Like he did.
Mo Salah is the best player in the world now.
Well, first of all, they
As
were
simple
passed
as
from the
that.
keeper
Yes.
straight to Mo Salah.
Yep. Keeper is the
read.
first attacker.
Yeah,
He found Mo Salah.
yeah.
That is why I love watching Liverpool.
Yes.
Everyone is
their
alert.
long pass game is so good.
Yes. People think Liverpool is not a tiki-taka game. It's not a tiki-taka team.
Yes.
They're not there to come and give you
It's
all
not like
those,
Barcelona.
no, it's not Pep Guardiola
They play
style.
very fast.
No, they play direct football. And
Yes.
their players, the forward players know where to be, when to be there. Proper timing, no offsides and all the stuff all the time. You know, got the ball straight. He saw Salah. That's why you need a world-class goalkeeper. You need a world-class center forward. Everything must be working if you're going to be a very good team. That's why City and Liverpool are the two title contenders. That's why Chelsea is behind. That's why we are behind. Why? Because we have good players, but I think there are some players that we need more. We need better players in some positions. I think Chelsea need physically strong players to
like
be able
Rudiger.
Yes, but imagine a Rudiger in the attack.
Yes.
We need a Rudiger
exactly
in
what
the
I'm saying.
attack.
Yeah.
We need a Rudiger in the midfield.
Yes.
Okay.
We
Just need two extra Rudigers. Rudiger midfielder, Rudiger.
Just copy paste him.
Just copy and paste Rudiger and then make him. Okay, this Rudiger is the attack.
It's meant like Lukaku can become similar to Rudiger. It's
just a
to
mental
start,
approach.
Yeah, he's blocked. Anyways.
Anyway, let's leave him. So I mean, going back to Liverpool, that's why I like watching them.
Yes.
They lose the ball, they press you right away, they counter press you, they win the ball right away. You know, if you see, Mo Salah is physically he's built. For me, there's no Chelsea player like that. For example, you know, Pulisic is skillful, but Pulisic cannot compete.
Ziyech, you can say he's close.
No way. Physically, Ziyech is not close to Mo Salah. Ziyech cannot win it. Ziyech cannot win 50-50 against Mo Salah.
Maybe run now,
And he can run, but he's not quick as Mo Salah.
Right.
He's not quick as Mo Salah.
For sure.
Good. So, but what I'm talking about is that physical component of the game. That is what some Chelsea players lack. Flair and technique, skills, game intelligence, everything they've got. But that physical component of the game, we are lacking. If you remember the shots that Zaha took on the left, he bundled Pulisic away, bundled Havertz away, and took the shot. Because they cannot physically compete. And when you cannot physically compete against an opposition, the opposition is mentally ahead in that area of physicality. It's not even a doubt. It's like putting you against a junior high school kid to play football. Even if that junior high school kid is messy, but you know that you're physically
you
stronger,
cannot compete. Yes, it's
you would dominate.
Yeah.
He might get by past you in one or two occasions, but if you run more, go shoulder to shoulder, you win the ball. And that is what I think Chelsea lacks. We do lack that.
Especially in front,
especially in front. Because in the back, yes, we can. Rudiger is there. Thiago Silva is there.
Mo Salah has that same grit or thing that when he loses ball, he gets back.
Yeah.
Like right away in the front. Same for City. They want to get it back.
They counter press.
Sterling, Foden, they're like, no, give me the ball right away.
Yeah, you take it. It's like, no. It's mine. I want it now, not later.
Chelsea doesn't do that.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that.
No. Lukaku's like,
it's because physically we cannot compete.
Liverpool does that, yes.
The energy is not there physically to compete and to make that happen. Because you need that energy. You need that physical strength to be able to do that. You know? So that is one thing that I think we should address in Chelsea. In terms of, I think when Liverpool sign players, they also look at the physical aspect of the player. I don't think Chelsea looks at the physical aspect of the player when we sign players. You know, or maybe in the future we might do, because maybe Tuchel will then sign players, because some of the players we have right now are not players that Tuchel wanted. You know, I mean, they were already there before he came, and he has not really signed any new player. You know, so I can't remember. I can't say the only player I think that came to Chelsea prior to Tuchel was it Thiago Silva, or No, I think Silva was already in Chelsea when
Hmm.
Tuchel came.
Right.
Before Tuchel came.
I don't remember because I
So,
know.
but yeah, so that tells you in the midfield, in the attack, we need players that can combative midfielders.
Hmm.
I remember when Michael Essien was there, Michael Ballack, Frank Lampard. These are combative midfielders. Technique they've got, strength they've got, skills they've got.
Hmm.
They can drive the ball. They can play long range passes. Fabregas was there as well. Not physically combative, but his vision was second to none. He can point, he can pin a pass 20, 30, 40 yards away and it gets to the striker. Diego Costa was there fighting, bullying all the center backs. Now we've gone like we are so soft. We are weak physically. That's
Yeah.
that's one of the
Yeah.
things that
I hope your message
I think
is,
we can do for Chelsea.
yeah,
But anyway,
crosses Tuchel's. Somebody passed this podcast.
yes,
to.
please
Yeah.
send this to Tuchel and tell him to find some
good
of those
coaches.
characteristic players that I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
Okay, we are already 1 hour in the podcast. We're gonna just skim the games and not much into details. So Brighton versus Burnley, 0-3.
I was surprised with that scoreline. Burnley surprised me. I thought Brighton, following the way they've been playing, Brighton is another energetic.
Brighton is a good team.
They're a very good team.
Yeah, but I don't know what was going on that day. Where are they right now? Yeah, number 9.
Burnley are in a state of emergency.
Because at the very end, they're 19th now.
Burnley is in a state of emergency. Brighton are coasting.
So they have
That tells you.
yeah.
And when you see Brighton is not Chelsea, Brighton is not Arsenal, Brighton is not Tottenham, Brighton is not Wolves, Brighton is not West Ham, Manchester, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City.
Yeah, it's like after number 8.
And then you look at the other teams. Burnley was like, man, we can just allow these guys though. We got to boss them. We got to try to be. And Burnley is also a very physical team. They play very, very physical football. They are very direct. They have very, very strong players. They are very direct. Crosses, long balls, whatever they get their hands on. They play traditional 4-4-2, just balanced formation. Get it to the wingers, let them put the crosses, let our attackers try to attack it, and then we'll try to finish.
They must be really happy, their fans. Like,
of course, it's an
getting
away
any
win.
win at that stage.
Away win and clean sheet. What else do you want?
What else you want? Yeah. Like, it reminds me of Sunderland documentary that when they won one game, they were crazy.
Of course, their fans, the Burnley fans will be very, very happy. But guess what? They're playing Tottenham next.
Really? We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, you never know because Burnley also can fight.
Tottenham has disappointed.
Tottenham hasn't been consistent.
They played against Wolves. There was a disappointing.
Yeah.
Well, Wolves is a good team though.
I think when you
but
play
the way
Man
they
City,
conceded the goals were like
when
terrible.
you play against Man City, you come with a different mentality.
Yeah.
Like a do or die mentality.
Just exactly what we saw. Yeah.
But
it was high stake game. Yeah.
We don't know what they're going to show up with.
Yeah.
On the day they play Burnley. So
sometimes extraordinary circumstances makes you to take extraordinary measures.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It was like a death or life situation for them.
Exactly.
And
They fought until the very last minute.
and because you also see that they beat Man City earlier this season. At their home ground.
Yeah.
So why don't we go out again and try?
They knew how to.
Not that they need, just go out and try.
They didn't have Antonio Conte before.
I know they did not. He was
Pochettino?
not there. It was Nuno. Nuno
That was
Espirito.
Nuno, right?
So, but yeah.
Mm.
Anyway,
Okay, next
Villa
is Villa.
Villa was disappointing for me. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that they were going to
They lost
lose,
at home.
and they lost at home. Um, they lost at home to Watford. Watford is down. You know, I think I do. I will say this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
for me, one of the weakest points in the Villa defense is Tyrone Mings. That's my analysis of Tyrone Mings. He makes,
Number 5, Darren Mings. Okay.
yes, the captain. I mean, I don't know, but I find him not good enough to be to. I find him not good enough. I don't find him good enough at all. He's some of the decisions he makes. I mean, this on a general term, not just because of this game, but honestly, he there's this respect that I do have for some centre backs, especially left centre backs. But I think Tyrone Mings is way below that standard.
Mm-hmm.
He He's not good enough at all for me.
I didn't watch the game.
And
I watched the highlight.
he plays for England. So
Right. He needs
he
to
plays with Harry
perform
Maguire
better.
in the centre back. So you know what that could lead to. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
Aston Villa, I thought they were going to win because they've had momentum and they just lost the game. You know, the last game they played prior to this one,
Mm-hmm.
and playing a bottom place team in Watford, you'll think that they will come out on the other side strong, and they were playing at home as well. But Watford managed to get a win and also to get a clean sheet,
Mm-hmm.
which took them a little bit up the table, but not out of the relegation zone. This was Roy Hodgson's first win since he took over, and but I think Watford will go down. I don't think that they will be saved this season. They've had their fair chance, and they have good players. They've
Mm-hmm.
bought players, but I don't know if those players are good enough to keep them, from being relegated. So that's one thing. And I don't understand the way they sign players. They sign players randomly. I don't know who is their scout and who, does all these things for them. But they just like sign up players. I mean, if you look at the lineup there in which they played, you will see who and who they played. They played the back four, the midfield. Uh, Emmanuel Dennis has been a very, very good acquisition for them, for Watford. I think he's their highest goal scorer, and he is their, so he has the highest assist as well for them. But other than that, in the attack, it's been quite average. Ismail Assar has been a little bit disappointing. I think he needs to do a little bit more. Sometimes it's just decision making in the final third.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes there's this thing that players take extra unnecessary touches in the final third, whether it is to make the goal look better and more beautiful. Some others is just to put the ball in the net.
Yeah.
Just two,
Yeah.
three
First, always
touches.
try the basic
You know,
principles, and if you have time, if you're more experienced, I think then you can go for fancy stuff.
I mean, there's no need for fans. What we're looking for goals.
Yeah.
It's just
First,
goals.
go
It's
for
just
goals.
goals
Yeah.
that we're looking for.
Yeah.
But when you have extra touches, dribbling and
Yeah,
running and
yeah.
all those stuff, like
Wasting time.
you're just wasting time. Before you know it, the defenders close you down, and then you're out of space and you miss the goal. But
Yeah.
good luck to Watford in their fight for survival. You know, it's never going to be easy. It's never going to be easy. But I don't see them surviving. I don't see them surviving. I think the bottom three will go down. Newcastle have picked up form, and they're really working hard to keep that form going. That's why they were able to get a 1-1 draw with West Ham. If I may jump to that game right away, because they are the ones that are also that were previously in the bottom three, fighting, and they changed the manager, brought in some players. So I just realized that their previous manager was playing one of their players out of position. Joelinton, he used to play him as a number nine, but Joelinton was never a number nine. And many people were thinking, why wasn't he scoring goals? Why wasn't he being able to make an impact as a number nine for Newcastle? At the end of the day, Joelinton was not a number nine. So right now, the coach that is there, which is Eddie Howe, please play him in a different position. He's playing him as an attacking midfielder, and that is peradventure that's where his strength is. And so one thing again is that sometimes coaches need to find these positions that where the players are able to do well, not just whatever, just to make up or put out a team out there, but get players and put them in positions that that they are able to perform. And when they play in those positions where they feel confident and are able to perform, I think you'll be able to get the results. Yeah. Now, I'm not talking about development teams. I'm not talking about academies. I'm talking about established players, Premier League players,
well, it's not too easy
players.
too, because sometimes players are like, oh, I don't want to play in that position, or I don't know.
No,
but many variables.
but yeah, but the play. For example, if I sign, if I'm on the market as a manager looking for a player, looking for a centre forward, right, and I buy a centre forward, and and it's like, oh, I have this other centre forward, but you're going to play in the midfield for me. But his primary position is centre forward, and he maybe is not too confident playing in the central midfield. How will I get the best?
So they're playing him in a different position.
Now that he's being played in a different position.
Right. Okay.
If you look at the lineup there, let's go to West Ham Newcastle. You will find out where he's playing. He is not playing in the. He's not playing as a centre forward. Pretty much sure about that. So, Joelinton. Look at that, number 7. He is in the 4-3-3 formation. He's on the left of the number 6.
Yeah.
So, well, what Steve Bruce was doing before, he was playing him where that number 20 was. As a centre forward.
Well, that's a lot of difference.
It makes a lot of difference, and that's why he's performing right now. The fans love him. He's doing well for them. He's providing the passes. Him and John Shelvey are doing well in that midfield with Joseph Willock as well, and they have very quick forward players too. Because to be a forward player, you also have to be quick. You have to be able to make those movements, sharp movements, timely movement, quick, speed, everything must be in place. So you have Chris Wood as the point man in the middle, the center forward, and then you have Ryan Fraser, who is as quick as a lightning on the right, and you have Jacob Murphy, who is also very quick on the left. So get the passes to them, they make the runs, you get the goals. Or they create chances for like a cutback for the midfielders to shoot. John Shelvey can shoot from range. So why don't you play players in the right position? Or maybe because he's tall and then you just want to play long balls. And then because you think he's tall, he's just going to use his head. Lukaku is tall. How many goals has he scored with his head? That's another one. I don't know. But I'm saying, don't just put players because you think maybe find out what position that they are. Or even that's where when you're about to buy a player, you check the stats, data analysis, what's his passing, his crosses,
where his natural ability
finishes,
is,
everything. Yes, what's the ratio of his shots, how many his passes, completed passes. Is he good in the air? Is he good with his left foot, with his right foot? All these things are what you have to check. Not because he's tall, okay, I'm going to get him as a tall player, I'll play him there, and then the centre backs will throw in long balls to him, and then we will try to see if he's going to score with his head. Meanwhile, he cannot do that just because he's tall.
Yeah.
And I think that was what
Was missing.
was missing, and that was what the other coach was doing before he left his position.
When did he leave?
I think
Last year.
last year, but during the early parts of the season. So,
Right.
but yeah, good luck to Newcastle. I think they will survive relegation. They have very good players. So, even their star player did not play. Maximin, remember him? The best dribbler in the Premier League.
Is he injured?
I think he's injured because he was not even in the lineup, or no, was he on the bench? He can be on the bench.
Right.
That's the thing. He's always starting a game. Arsenal, Brentford.
Arsenal was really happy. They got a good win.
Yeah,
Now they're like fifth,
they are working really hard. They are sixth on the table.
sixth.
Yeah,
And the goals were really good. The second goal was amazing. Good
Yeah.
finish. I don't remember who scored the goal.
yeah. The boys, the two young lads, Smith Rowe and Bukayo Saka, have been keeping Arsenal.
Saka.
Bukayo Saka has been he's a revelation.
Yeah.
He's
Where
young.
is he
He's
from?
quick. He is very, very good.
French?
There's who? Saka.
Saka.
Saka is English.
English, okay.
He's of Nigerian descent, but he's representing England. Smith Rowe as well is English. Smith Rowe must be pushing for a place in the national team. He is very good, and he's a good number 10. Arsenal, they play in their traditional 4-2-3-1, and they get the ball moving. They play their two holding midfielders, three attacking midfielders, and a centre forward, like I said. So, well, I think I don't know if they will finish in top four. Time will tell.
Arsenal?
But they are consistent so far. They've been consistent, trying, winning games, and that has been good for them. The thing in this league is that if you win games, you get your points. You get your points, you go up the table. No matter how good or bad you play, if you don't win games, if you don't get the 3 points, I don't think there's anything that you will end up somewhere that you will not like, And every big club wants to play in the Champions League, so they have 3 outstanding games.
Yeah, same as
you know,
Spurs.
yeah.
But if they win, they can go number 4.
Exactly.
Number 4 easily.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Who are they playing next?
it's up to them. I think they are playing Wolves next.
Okay, that's a tough
Yes,
game.
they're playing Wolves on Thursday. That
That's
would be a
the
very
interesting
tough game.
Yeah.
Wolves are consistent. Wolves have been doing good.
Yes.
They
They have a good manager.
Yeah, Bruno Lage. He does not have a lot of experience as
No.
a Premier coach. He used to be assistant until his first job as a head coach was with Benfica, which he won the league in Portugal. And now he's the Wolves coach. And yes, they are consistent. They beat Leicester, very good goals. Leicester thought that they were running away with a draw, and Podence nailed it for them.
Yeah. They have
towards
good
the
movement.
They do.
Raul, what's his name? The
Raul Jimenez.
Yeah, he's good with the movement.
Yeah, that's proper
That's-
number 9.
yes,
proper
proper
number
nine.
9s can deviate,
He
draw players
come
out,
back.
draw
into
players
the
out.
mid, yeah.
Yeah, let them look for you.
And he's going right and left at the same time.
No, I'm tired of talking about this number 9 thing because the only time whenever I talk about the number 9 is I remember Chelsea number 9 that is not giving me the job of number 9, and honestly, it is draining. But yes, maybe we should go for Jimenez for Chelsea. What do you guys think? Do we go for Jimenez? Wolves will
How old is Jimenez?
don't come close here.
I think he's still in.
How old is Jimenez?
mid-20s.
Jimenez, how old are you? Can you tell us? Can someone ring Jimenez and ask him how old he is?
Why not I ring him right now?
Jimenez is 30 years
Okay.
old. So I remember Jimenez when he was playing in Mexico. I'm a Mexican, and not just because I'm a Mexican. I lived in Mexico for 10 years
You
plus.
watch the league.
I watched the league. I know when he started coming up as a center forward, he was good too. He was terrifying. He even after now that he's got the head injury, you know, because he had a head injury, I think last season.
Did he have a concussion?
You know, yes, he had a concussion, and yes, still
The spirit.
he still goes in the same
Yeah.
spirit. He still fights. He still works hard. He's a good ball player. He can handle the ball properly with his
Yeah.
feet. You know, he also is good in the air, but I think he's minimized his head
Yeah,
contact
his
to the
ability to do
ball
that, yeah.
right now.
But his
But his footwork is still
like he scored against Spurs.
still good. Yeah.
It was an awkward position.
Yeah, but
he still managed to do it,
he still puts ball in the net.
Mhm.
You know, and that is what a proper centre forward does for you. That they are able to
Yeah.
move, draw defenders away.
They're
create
all-rounder
space.
footballer. They
Yeah,
have to be.
honestly, they have to be. They can't just be standing one place and be asking for the
Headers,
ball.
volleys.
They have to do everything.
Yeah.
They have to sacrifice because yes, when you score the goal, it's as if you are the king of the match. It's as if you are the one who ruled, you know. But there's much more also to the game than just scoring goals. You have to create the chances. You have to move to create
Yeah.
space.
That's another point. Lukaku doesn't do any assists. Anyways,
He wants to be assisted.
yeah, we have one more game. Leeds versus
Leeds United. Remember we were talking about Leeds last time. The way they play football. So, that game, if you looked at the pitch, it was wet.
Extremely wet.
It was extremely wet.
Yeah.
You know why? They made it extremely wet so that they can run and so that the ball will be fast.
Of course not, right?
No, yeah, I'm not.
Really?
I'm not kidding.
Would they made the pitch like that?
Yeah,
It's you're allowed to do that.
of course.
They knew it was gonna rain.
Rain what? Did you see the rain there?
It was raining.
It was raining.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why.
You bought that, didn't you? But
No, I didn't know. Almost, yeah.
no, but the thing is this. Leeds play full pace. But towards the closing stages, you saw when United scored their 2 goals after Leeds had tied the game. What happened? Energy level dropped because they give everything.
Yeah.
And energy level drops.
Mm-hmm.
That was when Junior Fipro lost the ball. He couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
When you can keep up, you're just a one-man down.
Yeah.
It allowed Man United to come
I think in
back
the
into
last
game.
20 minutes, Leeds were like
They were gone.
dead.
They were dead.
They were not even. We watched the highlights together.
Yeah.
They were not even running
They were
to
they
get
were
the
dead.
ball. They're like, okay.
I saw the game. I saw the game. They were dead.
Yeah.
They were just off it. But they scored magnificent goals.
2 goals were good. Yes.
So I don't know if that was real or was a
It's a
mistake.
fluke.
You know, was it what he meant to do?
Mm-hmm.
Or whichever way, it came out very good. Who to blame?
Mm-hmm.
Goalkeeper. That's a goalkeeper's mistake.
But like.
Because where he crossed the ball
United,
from.
well, yeah, both goals? No, 1 goal.
No, the
First
first goal,
goal, yes, yeah.
Leeds' first goal was
Yeah,
goalkeeper's mistake.
goalkeeper's mistake. Yeah, for
So-
sure. I don't know. Did you think he actually tried to score the goal? It looked like
I'm in
it
between.
was. No, I think it was raining, and it was like, okay, let me just take.
I'm in between because he was looking up. And I think he was just trying
No,
to
I think
cross
he
the ball
looked up,
too.
but he looked up like on the right side. He didn't look at the keeper.
He must have scanned out all of her, but
Probably,
whatever.
yeah, they're trying to scan really fast,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course, good players scan very, very fast.
In like a
You
blink
have
of
to
an eye.
you have to slow down the camera to see how much they've scanned.
Right.
But as well, United considered 2 quick goals. They scored themselves very good goals in the first half. You know,
United was baffled. They were baffled, like, oh, what's going on?
yeah, they were taken by surprise.
Because it was like 56 seconds apart. It's
yes,
back to back.
yep, 53 and 54
Yeah.
minutes. Second, 50 in the 53rd minute and in the 54th minute. So
United.
they went to sleep. So this what's happened. Sometimes players become complacent. I mean, they take things for granted, right? You like, oh, I'm a star player, and then I'll get every free kick. Bruno Fernandes got the ball. What was he doing? He was waiting for them to allow him to just turn and then pass the ball. No, they're coming for you. nicked the ball right away off his foot, played the pass. That was a goal.
Yeah.
That was the second goal. And besides, when he went down, when Bruno Fernandes went down, there was one of his other teammates on the far right on the other side on the ground. So by the reason of that, they were already down by 9 men, and those 9 men were the ones who were trying to defend against 11 of Leeds.
Right.
So,
yeah. Yeah, and I was gonna add about Ronaldo. He really wanted to score. I think he had a chance. It was blocked. I think it was a save by the keeper. Yeah, he couldn't finish. He had crossed in, and his shot was blocked.
the sitter, right?
Yeah, and then
And
after that, the goal, Bruno Fernandes, he did the header. Ronaldo was on his left, as if Ronaldo wanted to take that instead. But of course, I think Bruno did made a good choice because there was a defender with Ronaldo who's not going to let him take it. But Ronaldo didn't get any goal. He looked disappointed.
Definitely,
Because he loves to score.
A player like Ronaldo always wants to go
that's
down
his in
and
blood.
score shit. I mean, he's been scoring goals. So that's all he knows to do.
Yeah.
You know, he's not the creator. You just create and give him and let him score. You know, when you're used to scoring goals, that's what happens. But at some point, there are games that you don't get goals. There are games that you are marked out of the game, and you just have to look forward to the next one.
Yeah, he must be happy that right now.
Maybe he might score against Atletico Madrid on Wednesday. He would love to score against them because he loved scoring against them when he played for Madrid.
Yes, I remember
When he played for Real Madrid. Yeah. So, but we'll see. Yeah. It was a very good weekend of football.
Yeah.
Thanks to Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, it's alive. It's the fire is back.
Yeah.
Yeah, which means we're gonna have really.
It's going to be a very interesting end of the season.
Yeah.
So every game is important. Every game will be exciting. I mean, it has never disappointed, although they are boring games. You know, unfortunately, sometimes Chelsea has played boring games for me. I don't know, but anyway, hopefully we keep on winning and keeping the thought sport, you know, and hoping that anything that happens at the top will favor us, and anything that happens below us will also favor us, because we want to be. Why are you looking at me like that?
No, I'm not looking at you like anything. I'm just. Yeah, my favorite club is Madrid. Although I loved City losing to Spurs. Nothing against City. I do like watching City, Liverpool. But yeah, exciting football. Good for all of us.
Yeah, well, guys, that's all we have for you. And you tune in again. Make sure you smash that like button.
Yeah.
And follow us.
Follow us, share our podcast to your friends and your family. And that's all.
Thank you very much, Big Shark.
Yep. See you next week.
Dorime.
That's our signature song. All right.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Peace out.
Enjoy the Champions League, and may Chelsea win against Lille.